Hey, what's up, guys? This is Liam here, back for a Battle for Middle-earth 2 commentary. This is a match that I just finished playing. It was a 2v2 on Buckland. Version was 1.00, 4K starting resources, all the usual stuff. I've definitely decided that this is my favorite patch and my favorite way of playing. It's just a lot of people complain that it's unbalanced, but I think it's fun as long as you know the tricks. It's really interesting to play and it creates for good games, I think. So anyway, I'm starting up here in the top right corner as men. My partner here on the top left side is elves. I believe this is Necro. Yep, this is Necro Exodo is my partner here. And then down in the bottom right corner, our opponents are, this is Nito, or Neto, and K9 is his partner as well. So they are Mordor and also elves, respectively. So I opted to start with infantry. I usually go for infantry instead of cavalry on Buckland because it's not a very big map. So as you can see here, his Thranduil is coming down to take out the take out the cave troll, and my Boromir is also heading down that direction. And I'm getting my first battalion of Gondor soldiers out here. In the meantime, Necro has gone for Legolas here, and he is already sending him down here to harass his opponent's base. Obviously, the Mordor player here has gone for a Fell Beast, and yep, he is coming around the bottom side of the map here for some reason. I'm not sure why. But I have started engaging here his Thranduil, and Boromir is so far staying up in the fight. I did draw back those Gondor soldiers because they would have just been obliterated by these archers that he has in support here. And of course, here comes the Fellbeast as well. So I know there's absolutely no chance here I have of winning this fight. I start to draw back. I do see the Fellbeast coming, so that's good. He used a heal on his Thranduil there, so that helped keep him alive. But I do immediately have my Rangers out here now, so I'm in a little bit of trouble because I started with some soldiers here, and I think too many soldiers. I should have just gone more for archers once I realized that he had the Fell Beast. But he did manage to hide his Fell Beast up at the top of the map here, and my archers were able to chase it away. So now that that's done here, he has brought up a lot of archers here as well as his Thranduils. So this is not a good battle to engage in, but I do have my partner here, Necro, with his Legolas to help me out. But in the meantime, the orc spam is up, and these orcs are heading immediately over to start harassing his base, so he's in a little bit of trouble. I do see that coming, and I was able to immediately send that unit of archers over there. I probably should have done that a little sooner, but as you can see, we're both scrambling back there to help defend him, as here comes Fellbeast as well to help with this attack, and he's in a lot of trouble here. He has built several statues, but he really has no units to speak of on the field right now. I don't know where all his units went, to be honest, but in the meantime, I figured while that was going on, I should try to put some pressure on somebody, so I did send my Gondor soldiers down here, but he had tons of archers in waiting. He went for straight archer spam, and there was just no way I was going to be able to attack at that point. So unfortunately, these soldiers did get kind of thrown to their doom. And in the meantime, I had brought down my rangers here to try to contest this, but again, there's just way too much here. There's no way that's going to work out. And in the meantime, my opponent here has lost his fortress. He is building a tower and placing some archers inside of it. And that, along with my archers here, should finish off the rest of the attack. I believe they got Fellbeast as well, since I don't see Fellbeast on the map anymore, which is really, really good. That boded really well for us later in this game. But here comes all of the archer spam up towards my base. He's beaconing to let me know that, yeah, don't bring your soldiers down there. That's a bad idea. And so I immediately pulled them back, but I should have pulled back this unit of rangers as well, but I wasn't paying attention. I was actually focused on this side of the map as we tried to counterattack here. But yeah, basically the idea with this is he can't do any damage to my buildings, really. He can just obviously decimate my forces, but that's why I'm just pulling all my fortresses way to the back of my base, and that just really makes his units unable to do anything here. His Thranduil, though, should be running around looking for my builders. By now, he should have my builders hunted down. I was really worried about that. That's why I sent my builder way over here to build some farms away from my base, because I was worried about that. But in the meantime here, we are attacking. I do bring my archers in way too close. That was definitely mishandling on my part. And as you can see here, Mouth of Sauron is now out in the field and is causing a lot of damage to both of our units. Now, at this point here, it looks like for some reason he went and built a siege works in his opponent in his ally's base. I'm not sure why he chose to go build it over here, but I believe it was at this point. Yes, I believe at this point, Necro actually quit on me. He backed out of the game. I'm not sure why, but he turned over all of his buildings to me, and he did have 2 barracks here, all of these statues, and a couple of towers as well. So I immediately started producing some Gondor, some Elven swords to put some pressure on my opponents because I'm now outnumbered 2 to 1. All of these archers here, as you can see up at the top, are trying to focus down my buildings, but as you can see how little damage they are actually doing. But they are slowly whittling it down, and I can't really do anything. I can't engage, and I don't believe I have the resources. As you can see here, I don't have the resources to quickly build a bunch of units and counter them. And I didn't want to go for cavalry at this point. I decided instead I would just produce as many Lorien swords as I could from my new barracks that I received from my teammate and try to put the pressure on my opponent. So I immediately did that. I was able to pick up his builder up here in the corner. You guys might have seen that before I moved. But obviously, with his orcs here, he is forcing me back again. So at this point, I am in a bit of trouble. My barracks is slowly going down, very slowly, but I am using the long shot ability here to whittle down some of his archers. I get a good chunk off on them there, and with those archers gone, I now can move in with my I can now move in with my soldiers to engage these pikes, which is a very good matchup for me. And in the meantime, I also went for fire arrows. I was waiting for fire arrows as well. So now that that's up here, I am now able to finally get these units away from my base. Now, Thranduil is back here still causing a lot of problems. But in the meantime here, while that was going on, I gathered up all of those units of Lorien swords, and I immediately sent them to the Elven player, Nito's base, because I could see that it was completely undefended. I got his other builder there, which is huge. And I'm able to get several of his trees here. Here comes another unit of swords. So 3 units of swords is very powerful. They do a ton of damage, and they can really mess up a base very quickly if they're left alone. So I'm just trying to spam out those units, send them all over the map, and do as much damage as I can. That's the only chance I have of winning here, and I know that. So he's sending all of his forces here towards my base. He's trying to take me out of the game quickly. Here comes all of his opponent's force as well. But I still have my Legolas. I still have my Necro's Legolas that I inherited. And so while all that's going on, I'm not sure why they left this undefended. I guess they thought they could come up here and sweep me out of the game immediately. But as you can see here, I have 2 units of Rangers with fire arrows and Gondor soldiers in front. That's going to be enough probably to hold that attack. Now, I dropped down the rallying call on my Elven swords, and you can see just how much damage they do. They took out that siege works almost instantly, and again almost instantly on this barracks. So at this point I wanted to try to get as good a surround on the fortress as I could. That really wasn't that good, but it was good enough, and with Legolas here as well, I switched him on Knife Fighter to be able to do better damage to these buildings. But I'm trying to micromanage in several places here. I'm also sending a unit down here to harass my other opponent. I'm just trying to keep as much pressure on them as I possibly can. I was able to repel this attack, but Thranduil is up here still doing damage to me, and here comes a catapult. But as you can see, my swords here managed to get a hold of that and take it down. And that is it. I was able to get down the fortress of the Elven player, and Nito has been defeated, and that is huge. So it is now a 1v1, and I really have an advantage actually now because I have the buildings from my opponent. So I actually have 2 bases. I can build both Gondor and Elven units. So that's really, really helpful. I did end up losing this barracks up here, so I only have my archery range left, but that's okay. I'm sending all of my forces down, trying to immediately attack. Here comes Legolas and my level 5 Lorien warriors who are definitely going to do a lot of damage. That the previous group that I did send down here took out all of his orc pits. And as you can see here, I have a significant advantage in resources and in units. So it's definitely looking good for me now. I was able to take out his other farm there, and I'm trying to put the pressure on his fortress now, but obviously I can't do that. I wanted to keep this unit of level 5 warriors alive. So I'm trying to work on those fear statues. Sorry, fear statues. The Gatewatcher expansions. I call them fear statues because that's what Buckland calls them. And yeah, I'm also bringing down my archers because archers do a lot of damage to these statues that can take them down pretty quickly, especially with their fire arrows. But I didn't handle them very well. I brought them too close to the fortress. I should have brought them in a more sweeping move around to focus that down. But as you can see here, they are starting to get some shots off. But here come the heroes. The mortar player here, K9, invested heavily in his heroes and went for a couple of Nazgul and Mouth of Sauron. And those mounted units are really just taking down my forces very, very quickly. As you can see here, he also has the Morgul sorcery on his fortress, which is making his fortress very, very tough. It's really going to take a lot for me to take this down. So seeing that, I immediately switched tactics and went for siege. So I started building a couple of siege works up here at the top to begin firing on this fortress, since I knew that it's going to be very hard to take down up close because of the Gate Watchers and because of the Morgul sorcery. But I am trying to just keep up the pressure, do as much damage as I possibly can. But K9 here is using his heroes to great effect. As you can see there, he does have a builder left, and I think he's actually about to build another, yeah, he's about to build an orc pit over here. But I'm just trying desperately to get his fortress down before he can get back into this game. But as you can see here, he also goes for the Gorgoroth Spire. So that's what he spent his resources on there. So I do have out my trebuchet here. He is doing some damage to the fortress, but his heroes immediately seek that out and are able to take it down. So as you can see here, I'm still producing Gondor swords Lorien swordsmen, because I kind of thought that I had enough to quickly take the fortress down, but I was wrong. I underestimated how well he was using his heroes. As you can see here, his heroes are immediately taking down my trebuchets, which is just not good. And with these Lorien swords, with these Gatewatcher expansions that are being built right now, I'm not going to be able to take them down. As you can see, another Nazgul's in here riding down my troops as well. So I'm definitely in trouble. I'm trying to produce some more Rangers and some more units as well, but I definitely waited too long. As you can see here, I'm switching now to Mithlond Sentries, and I should have done that quite a while ago, seeing that he was using only heroes. That was not really good on my part. And he was able to take down several of my trebuchets and stay in the game just a little bit longer. You know, I could have had this game probably wrapped up by now, but that was definitely a mistake. But I am switching tactics, getting as many Mithlond Sentries out as I can. I've also rebuilt Boromir. I figured I could use the hero support, and I'm trying to just mass all my troops and bring them down. I'm actually trying to draw the heroes away from my trebuchets. That was my plan here with the swordsman. That's why they're running over there, but he didn't fall for it. But I do have the sentries coming in now to try to take down these heroes, but they are gonna, as you can see, I canceled the siege works there. I was able to get that down, but yeah, he's managing them very well. He's using their abilities. As you can see, there goes the descent, which causes my units to fight each other. It doesn't last very long though, so I think it only works actually if there's more than one battalion. I think if there's only one battalion, it doesn't work. Oh, actually, no, I suppose it does. Yeah, they are attacking my own forces right now. So, but yeah, I guess it's worn off now because they are going back after the heroes. So you can see here, all the heroes are in low health, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to kill any one of them. I mean, he was able to move them around quickly. And the thing about these mounted heroes is if you move them around constantly, it becomes difficult at times when you're managing to click on them. If they're moving fast enough, it becomes difficult to get your mouse on them to click for an attack move and focus just one of them down. So that's why they all were in low health, but I wasn't able to kill any of them. And that's definitely a problem. As you can see here, he's getting back into the game. He's already produced a couple more orc warriors, but my Lorien swordsman here, who I actually left down here, I think, for most of this battle, as you can see just how strong they are, they were able to regenerate and kill his builder, and I think that's actually his last builder. So I didn't even realize that was happening, but that might have saved me. So as you can see now, I do have several now units of spearmen, but here comes the Gargaroth Spire. The fireball just wipes out everything. A couple units do survive, but that is really unfortunate for me because now I'm in a lot of trouble. I have a couple more trebuchets coming out right now that are just going to get obliterated by these mounted heroes. So that was just really unfortunate on my part. Down here, I brought Boromir down, and I was thinking that with him and a couple units, and maybe with Tom Bombadil here as I purchased him, would be enough to at least kill this last builder, was my plan. But yeah, you can see in the meantime here, I did manage to get one of the Nazgul, it looks like, but he got down another one of my siege works, so I only have one left. So that's unfortunate, but the advantage I had here is I did have a lot of map control. I had more buildings and just more unit production buildings, and I was really just able to outspam him as the game went on. So he was definitely in a tough position. As you can see there, I dropped the arrow volley actually kills his builder, so that was a little bit lucky on my part. I was using the power of my rangers here who are still sitting over here. I just kind of forgot to bring them across. That was, again, another mistake, so... Definitely some places where I could have done better in this game, but, you know, overall, to come back from 2v1, you can't really complain, I suppose. So yeah, once again, I'm bringing up a couple more trebuchets, a couple more units of pikemen to protect them. Boromir is down here just acting as a meat shield, really, just absorbing these Nazgul's attention while my trebuchet comes down and continues to focus down the fortress. He's going for pretty much everything he can on his fortress just to keep it going here. Trying to rebuild his unit production buildings, but I'm just trying everything I can to stop that from happening. And yeah, as you can see there, I believe that was the arrow volley. The arrow volley power actually came down and killed my sentries again. So once again, with just this one hero, Mouth of Sauron, he is able to just hold me off for that little bit longer, and that just kind of shows the power of Mordor. I mean, if Mordor is used correctly, they're just very, very difficult to take out of the game because of the power of their fortress and of their heroes. But as you can see, his fortress is very, very close to being down. He was finally able to take down Boromir, which is unfortunate. I was actually just about to use Horn of Gondor as well, but he died before that could go off, I think. Or perhaps it did, actually, I'm not sure. But once again, for the third time, I'm bringing down some pikemen to try to ward off his heroes, and my trebuchet is trying to just get those last few shots I need off on the fortress, and then once that goes down, I know I've pretty much got this wrapped up. I'm finally bringing down these rangers with the fire arrows to try to take out these orcs and just protect the trebuchets for as long as I can. But as you can see there, I finally get the fortress down, so the fortress is done. Just a couple of unit production buildings left for him here. I believe somewhere around here he actually does have a builder left, as I recall. But I'm not sure. It looks like these may be his last 3 buildings right here. So once again, I'm splitting up my units now because I know that he's got limited resources to work with. I'm just drawing his forces away and bringing down my sentries to try and just take down these last 3 buildings. So as you can see here, Mouth of Sauron just barely survives, but albeit just barely. And I was able to get that last building, that last orc pit here, and there you go. So with those buildings down, I'm not sure where his last unit production building is. Maybe these lumber mills actually count. I think they do, because they can produce laborers, which, you know, the rude devil would tell you that as bad as they are still a unit. But there you go. He does tap out of the game, so I do end up winning. And yeah, I just thought it was kind of a fun game, guys. I know it was a little ridiculous with people backing out of the game, and it was kind of interesting tactics. So I thought I would cast that for you guys and just show you what it was all about. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll definitely do a few more. I think I have a ton of replays saved. I just, I try to pick the ones that are fun or interesting, because it does get kind of tedious. I mean, a lot of the games do come to be the same. But I do enjoy playing on 1.0.0. I think it's the most fun patch to play on just because of everything that's possible. It's very aggression oriented. If you guys want to learn how to get better on that patch, Buckland does some really good tutorial videos that really teach you a lot of cool stuff about how to utilize the patch correctly. So definitely check that out, guys. And please like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. More to come. Thanks very much for watching. This is Liam signing out.